Republicans letting Amber Rose speak at the RNC was absolutely the worst move that's probably gonna cost them a majority of their voters. Or possibly this election overall. They just had to pick the most irrelevant, unrelatable person to speak. She's not gonna win the black vote. Don't get me wrong, I do support Republicans and I hope Trump actually wins because at least he's concerned about the economy of the world, but this was absolutely the worst move ever. Out of all the celebrities who actually have real influence, they just happened to pick her. I don't get it. And the things that I have to admit that liberals are doing correct is that they're picking people who are consistent with their values. They're not picking someone who might change their mind, who might turn their back on them, which is the mistake that I see Republicans doing, which is probably going to cost them this election, to be honest. American politics are absolutely a joke because it's no longer about who actually is capable of running the country, who has the best interests. Of course, that's Trump, but it's now about who seems relatable, which is why most black people specifically are gonna vote for her because she's black, which many argue she isn't, but I mean, she looks like it. So, listen, in general, picking an Instagram model to just go speak at the RNC was always a ridiculous idea. Out of all the black rappers and singers and streamers they could have used who have real influence, who can actually change people's minds, they just happened to pick the worst one. Most people know Amber Rose because she's known for dating and breaking up with rappers. I think this was all a big hustle for Rose, because this is gonna work out good for her and her OnlyFans. It's not gonna work out good for the Republicans. I'm not saying whether she's a bad person or a good person, but she should have never been picked to be the one that speaks for women at the RNC because it's undeniably a bad look. She's an OnlyFans model, she's an IG model. She's exactly the type of woman we kinda complain about as men in today's society. No offense, but we needed a real conservative woman to actually go speak at the RNC. She would have been a better look regardless of who she is. Which leads to my next point. I think Trump is absolutely fucked because most women are gonna vote for Kamala Harris because she's a woman. So I'm here thinking about which woman they should have brought to speak, but I'm like Rihanna, Beyonce, oh no. They probably won't support Trump because other women will shame them for not supporting a woman. That's how this election is. This is probably the most disingenuous election I'll ever get to see because it's really about man versus woman, if you're actually being honest. I think the only way that Trump can win this election is if men actually stick together and realize that Kamala Harris is not for men, she's for women. In fact, I might argue she hates men. Now, going back to Rose, we need to acknowledge that a L is a L. As Republicans, this should have never happened. So yeah, it is what it is. Anyway, subscribe to my channel and see ya.